Your coach said that the edge position might be the strongest on the team. What did that look like in August? Was it that good?
Just kind of, it's a longer answer. Kind of going back to when I was earlier in my career, freshman, sophomore, that was probably the weakest position. So having that comment come out really says a lot about our guys and our coach in that room of how much we cared about turning that position around and making it into the strongest position on the field. It says a lot about two guys coming out of that room that are captains, and it makes me proud to be in that room, makes me proud to represent that and be a part of that change that happened in that position.
Garrett, what were your emotions on learning that news about the captain?
It was pretty surreal, especially doing it with Nick. Nick's been there for me, and I like to say we've been there for each other for, since before college. So he's been my roommate every year. We haven't moved apart from each other. We've kind of been each other side by side the whole step of the way. And so when both of us got named, there was a tear or two shed and a big hug. But it's an honor. I mean, it's pretty easy when you have a great group of guys. So it's but it says a lot that out of those great group of guys, they want you to lead them into games and into adversity and be the voice of the team.
How much of that for you is realizing a dream or a vision that goes back, I don't know, long before your career in Nebraska began?
Being a captain was definitely something that interested me. My biggest interest was just being the best teammate I could be. Captain or no captain, we got 4 guys named, but we have 20 other dudes that are leaders on this team that can do a phenomenal job in every position, offensive and defensive. It's awesome, and I'm honored, and I can't believe that I got named. But along those four guys, they just wanted to be the best teammate, best friend to everybody, and best leader they can be in any situation. And they got recognized for that, and I'm more than happy, and it's unbelievable.
Garrett and Nick talked about the growth and development of Caleb as a leader. What have you seen from him in his years here in Nebraska as a leader?
Yeah, started off, he was kind of a hot mess. Kind of a problem guy. He's always on the accountability list. He was always late or doing something wrong, or along those lines of just not seemed like there's outside stuff going on. And the past couple of years, he's really focused, and it says a lot for him coming back. But he's really focused on being the best player he can be, being the best teammate he can be, talking to dudes, mentoring dudes, being the voice of not when I'm not saying something, he's on the side saying something. He's grown and completely turned a new leaf. And I've even talked about it with my parents, because my parents ask about him, like, hey, how's Caleb? And I tell them about the progress, and they're amazed, and everybody is. He's done a great job, and I love him as a teammate, and he's kind of been my partner in crime. When like cop shows have a partner, they go in the car together all the time. That's kind of, I look over to the side of the field, and he's always been there. So seeing my partner in crime on the field kind of develop into that guy, it makes me happy. It makes me proud.
Was it gradual, or was there a little bit of a just switched on just like that?
I'd probably say when Coach Dawson came in, he'll tell you how it is, and Caleb needed to hear some things that he was told, and I definitely needed to hear some things that I was told, and along with anybody in that room. But he works at it pretty much every day, and he's awesome. I couldn't be more proud of him.
Hey Garrett, you'll be tested against one of the best left tackles in college football, Peter Skoronski. What kind of test is that going to be for the edge guys?
That's why you play in this league. In the Big Ten, every week you're going to have the best offensive lineman in the country you're going against. And, I've always been talking about how much I've improved my pass rush. And like you said, this is probably the great test right out the gate. So, that's definitely been, it's been on my mind for a while, if you want to be honest. I'm really excited because obviously, like I said, that's why you're in this league, to rush against those best guys. But I'm really excited for the opportunity. And
you study him a lot?
Yeah. No, he great player. I'm really excited to go against him.
What is the addition of Ojo on that done to raise the standard or the level of competition in your position group?
he's come in and added another element to our defense. We can do so many things with, like you said, those edge guys on our team that not as, I wouldn't say as common, but when you have 3 or 4 guys that know the defense and can put, you can just, they're X's, you can move them anywhere. It's pretty sweet to see what the genius Coach Chins can do. But he's done a great job learning the defense, and he came in and he was there's obviously there's a little bit of a curve, but after that curve he's done phenomenal learning and asking questions and being part of the defensive line.
Yeah, Coach Dawson said that there was that little bit of a learning curve, but then he kind of got it really fast.
Mhm.
What did he do to show you guys that he had figured it out?
Just you'd watch film every day with practice, and it's, like, oh man, O'Shine, you got to be in there, or you got to set the edge, or you're rushing instead of dropping, or stuff like that. And then all of a sudden one day it just clicked, and he strung together a lot of good practices with very minimal MAs, and has developed his pass rush game, has improved in his pass rush game. He's always a strong athlete, really long, good pass rusher, but has done a phenomenal job just kind of fitting into our defense as a piece.
He mentioned that you and Caleb, among others, have done a lot to help him get acclimated. Have you guys learned anything from him about being a great pass rusher or preparation or anything like that?
No, it's just kind of cool to watch him do his stuff. It's nice to have competition in the room when, kind of seeing what he does and how he goes against our tackles or how he pass rushes. You're like, oh, maybe, picking up little pieces from that, or, coaching him on a long arm or something like that. We just kind of, it's like a collaborative group of guys of just figuring out how we can be the best pass rushers.
Garrett, is there any one thing you're looking forward to specifically doing in Dublin, or just in Ireland?
Winning the game.
Hey, you faced him in camp, so what do you think of your team's quarterback depth? Not just Casey, but Logan and Chubba and the wide variety of skill sets they have.
Yeah, those guys can sling it, man. All of them. They're all ball players, which is awesome. Obviously, they have different assets, just like with any player. One guy might be faster or quicker, but they're all incredible athletes that can run and throw the ball really well. It will be, yeah, it's pretty sweet. That room, just with any room, and that's what I'm kind of saying about the whole team. With any room, we have a lot of depth with a lot of positions that a lot of guys can play. So that's exciting. With the pieces that we can put together, the offense and defense, it's.
And compared to your own development curve, where are Jamari Butler and Blaze Gunnerson?
Taking a big step. They're taking a big step, and that's another part about about being a captain or a leader or whatever. I didn't have that when I came in, so I kind of had to figure it out on my own. And I swore that I would never let younger guys, whenever I got to this spot or whatever, feel the way that I did when I came in, just kind of thrown out to the wolves and figure it out. So I'm trying my hardest, trying my best to help those guys, teach those guys, this is how you watch film, this is how you do this is how you practice. Not like saying they needed a complete overhaul, but just things that I wish I would have heard and telling them and letting them know. So they've developed really well, and I'm excited to watch them play.
What are some of those things you wish you would have heard that you say to them now?
How to learn a defense, what different words mean, how to do techniques properly, how to watch film, how to break down different offenses, how to be a good college football player. So had to figure that out, mostly on by myself, but like I said, with Coach Dawson coming in, so it's kind of accelerated that, and I finally had somebody to tell me what I needed to hear.
Garrett,
A lot of talk.
From a player's perspective, how much do the logistics of this week, just all the things that are different about playing overseas, also starting classes tomorrow?
Yeah.
That's a factor. How much is that all, is it on your mind today?
Control the controllables. This team does a really good job with that. Yeah, we're going overseas, which is wicked. We're on a plane ride you can focus on the giant plane ride and the weird conditions, and Ireland rains all the time, and people speak differently, and it's weird. Or you can just focus on being with each other and controlling our walkthroughs, our practices, our mindset of going in this game. you know, you kind of have to be more than, you know, we're always focused on game week, but being even more uber focused on what we can do as players and as leaders to kind of bring everybody in and focus on what they need to focus on instead of looking at all this. We're going to a different country, we're on a plane, we're going overseas, we're going to be doing weird stuff over there, you know, and there's like liver and things. But, just kind of reining everybody in, keeping that focus of, you know, what are you looking forward to? I'm looking forward to winning the game.
We talk a lot about Caleb's development as a leader, but what does he bring to the play on the field these days? And
Well, I don't know, you know, if you're on Twitter, you can see him just laying out tackles in his pass rush, so he has the ability to do that, which is pretty solid. But he's probably the fastest, if not one of the fastest guys on the team. And when you have that off the edge, that's pretty dangerous. He can run down ball carriers, he can throw tackles on the ground in a power move, he can spin and run just about anywhere. And with the motor that he has, it's pretty awesome to watch. He brings a lot on the field, and teams definitely look out for that with game plans and stuff. They're like, yeah, this number 2 character is a special athlete off the edge. So, you know, and that's kind of dangerous when you have, you know, him, then me, then O'Shawn, and then Blaze and Jamari. That's pretty solid. But teams definitely watch out for number 2.
When Coach Frost was up here, he mentioned how last year against Illinois, week 0, you guys just came out way too tight. How do you as a captain keep your guys locked in and intense, but also not too nervous and not too tight?
Yeah, that's kind of a fine line. You know, you don't want to be messing around, unfocused, but you also, you know, don't want to hold onto the stick too tight and crash into the mountain. You know, we've kind of fallen into that because obviously we know the stakes and we know what's riding on it. We know the pressure, and that's all great. That elevates your play and your focus. But when you start, you know, looking at things to not hit, you usually end up hitting them instead of looking for the path to success. So as a leader, I just want guys to know, yeah, there's a lot of stakes and there's a lot of pressure, but we've done the training, we've done the work, we enjoy playing with each other. We just got to go do that when it, you know, a different colors on the field. Like I said, with the controllables, we can't control what they're going to do or what happens or this or that. We can control how we play and how we focus. So just displaying that to the team, displaying that to each other is the most important thing. Yeah, let's be focused and locked in and dialed into how important this is. But at the end of the day, we're playing football and hitting dudes and creating interceptions and sacking people. So that's pretty fun. You know, you got to laugh and enjoy that.
All good. All right. Thanks, Garrett.